Hello, and welcome to Bellfortis. And welcome back to Playing Hardball in our little indie corner. So this is a nice little title. Let's call it a clone, a Total War medieval clone, probably. That's possibly the best description. So let's start a new game here. So the thing is, yeah, we can choose different maps here. Let's look at Europe in War. That's always the coolest thing, right? As we can see, it is rather similar here to Total War. And we are going to look at this as a let's look. So I'm not going to play it on camera. But we'll also peek into the late game, because I have been playing this a little bit, which is possibly an argument either for an addiction problem on my part, or rather that it's actually quite enjoyable, although we have to raise a serious question later. But let's look at this right now. So we can see here, as in classic Total War, we have to choose a faction, and obviously they have their starting areas, right? So here we have Wessex. I'm not going to read everything here, but we are going to play with one faction, and then we are going to look into East Francia. So this whole thing here plays around the year 1000. You can read this here. In the 10th century. Yeah. So something like 900 to 1000. So a little bit before the Crusades. Yeah, we recall that the Crusades had been done to regain access to the Holy Land for Christendom after Islam, let's say, the Muslim powers took over the Eastern Mediterranean, which was the heart of Christendom back then. So, and here we are, Wessex. We could choose Wessex. We could choose Mercia, West Francia or Francia, Lotharingia, East Francia, so this is the later Holy Roman Empire here. Polish dukes, Rus, the Kievan Rus over here. Hungarians, the Vikings, Moravia, Bohemia, Byzantine Empire, Abbasid Caliphate, Emirate of Cordoba, Asturia in Spain, Wales, the Picts up there in Scotland, and the Bulgarians. So we'll look at the late game, by the way, and every faction has a certain trait. The Bulgarians, what are they doing? Looting. With each unit in the province, the food production increases by 2%. Aha. Interesting. So we've got some of them are Bohem. So if we have a brewery in our city, so we can upgrade our cities, and I personally love such stuff. They are happier, and the city defense also increased by 10%. Then we've got something here, the capriciousness. Happy people pump 20% more raw materials and money. If they are angry, 20% less. West Francia has peace in the city. So I think the Franks, all of them have this thing here. Keeping 2 to 3 units in the city is ideal for the trade. It raises income by 25%, which also sounded pretty good to me. And it proved pretty helpful, as we shall see later on. Yeah, this here, Lotharingia. So literally the whole of Middle Europe. Then we've got the Polish dukes. They have capriciousness. Happy people pump 20% more raw materials and money. If they are angry, 20% less. So they are not lazy, they are angry. If they So Poles that seem to be lazy, they are actually angry, apparently, huh? And they refuse to work, probably. Let me know in the comment section what you think about that notion. So, and then we've got the Rus, the Kievan Rus. Power of the king, high taxation will increase tax collection by 50%. But then you need to be able to sustain the high taxation without people getting angry, of course. Hungarians have force of the army. Each unit in the city increases tax collection by 1%. And the Vikings have fiery fighters. 1 damage unit per turn is replenished in the city. So that should save quite some money there. Bohem, if there's brewery a brewery in the city, people's happiness will increase by 20% and city defense by 10%. So Moravia down here, the Orthodox Christians have something in common with the kingdom of Wessex. Huh? Who would have thought that of the Orthodox? They appear so lame, don't they? Or like, well, or no, maybe actually, no, actually they don't do that at all. Like, who drinks a lot of vodka, right? Like, who do we think about? Then we've got here Bohemia. What's this? Small country. If a country has less than 4 or fewer provinces, it gets a 20% bonus to taxes, prestige, technology, building material production, and 20% to province defense. Yeah, they actually... I think that's very hard indeed for them. And then we've got the Byzantine Empire, of course, with Constantinople over here. And they've got heritage of civilizations. It builds on the foundations of previous civilizations. It starts with 1,000 points of technology and prestige. Provinces of level 2 and above have plus 20 in defense. Oh, yeah, that's not bad, because I think the defense value is also making it harder for people to steal your technology. And then we've got the Abbasid Caliphate here. What is this? Adoption of technology. When a province is occupied, it acquires part of that province's technology. Technology plus 2% for each province captured, up to a maximum of 40%. Like, I mean, like these guys... They certainly looted all the libraries here in the Eastern Roman Empire, in the eastern part of the Roman Empire. And then we've got Emirate of Cordoba, culture support. After occupying a territory, it adopts the customs of the native culture, so the inhabitants do not rebel, even if they are of a different culture. And Asturia, the pre-Spanish tribes, country defense. If defending on their own territory, units get +1 to armor and attack. Even provincial defenses are increased. Also very hard against the Muslims there. Wales, freethinkers. If there's no military unit in the province, the public order will increase a little, and vice versa. With the first unit in the province, it will decrease a little. With the next unit, it goes up again. Okay. And then the Picts, they've got the Wild Warriors. When attacking in mountain and wilderness, units have attack and defense +1. So it should be pretty hard to drive them out of there. So you probably would need to be quite dedicated to do so. And we shall see in the late game, when we have a little peek in the end, how they fared. And then we've got, by the way, there's one empty here. But we have here. And we've got the Bulgarians, so they have the looting. Okay, so I think we look into, let's say, let's look into the Vikings, shall we? Oh, no, actually, no. Let's look into the Poles. I think that's interesting, because we shall see something in the end. Oh, no, actually, we won't. I saw it. So let's use the Poles here. So, and then the funny thing is, so we've got... Yeah, I mean, it's not an RPG element or anything, but we can choose our mentor, so to speak. So this is the personal... oh, here we are, twinkling our eyebrow here. This is our additional trade, our perk, so to speak. Trader gives us 10% more taxes and income. Medicaster. Hygiene. Yeah, so like there can be Black Death and pox and other stuff, so there are diseases. So this seems to be a good thing. However, you can also research that, and yeah. Like it didn't seem to be too big of a problem with the tech, but I had researched it rather early. Farmer plus 10%. Food production, that's probably pretty good, because food is actually the thing for your army. But there are also quite a lot of buildings, so I felt that actually wood is the building materials here, this is the real factor to upgrade your buildings and stuff. Politician plus 10% prestige. Prestige is a currency. We are going to get to that. Spy. With this one, we have 10% more probability of successful operations. So there are quite some actions that we can partake in. Minor, then the veteran has 10% more. I'm not sure what this is actually. Combat power or something. Like 10% more points also for your units. It's probably not making too much sense because most of them actually have less than 10 points in their stats. So I don't know, like, depending on how this is rounded. And I took this one here when I played the game The Builder. It seemed pretty good. When you harness new insights from physics, mathematics, and the arts, cities blossom. Construction of buildings is cheaper. Let's do that. So, and then we can challenge for all experienced strategy lovers. I am an experienced strategy lover, I think. Devastating, don't say I didn't warn you. And easy. Enjoy calmer gameplay and plenty of resources to get you started. Yeah. Let's do devastating because we are not playing for so long. So here. I was actually wondering when you win the game because I had actually, as we shall see, conquered a little bit of stuff. So here we are the Polish dukes. Can we actually change this? No. How do we look? That guy, like, how is it possible that you have brown hair and a white beard like that? Anybody looking very Polish here? I think this guy maybe. Let's look like this guy. Although none of them looked like me, and I usually like to have someone resembling something like me, but no, actually, maybe. Oh, let's have this guy. I like this here. It's like it's not a real crown, right? So 80% of the provinces. So this would be a rather long game. Enable long-term events. Get help. What's that? If the scenario supports long-term events, one major event, an invasion by one of the selected factions may be triggered during the game, changing the game's behavior and gameplay for several rounds. If you don't want to be disturbed by anything, turn this option off. No, it's fine. And showing the hints. Next. Important hint up here. So we have, in principle, 4 things. Army, flag for the province info, building, and province. But I never clicked on it in the game. You can click here, but you can also just click here, right? So, and that's the thing here. Oops, we have no quests. So, as we can see, we've got here our minimap about Europe. We can zoom out, which is quite convenient, and we can zoom in. And as we can see, so the Muslims are here and there. Byzantine Empire here. And we are the Poles. We actually have quite some territory there. And there's also a handbook. Yeah, so like there's a lot of stuff. I'm just clicking here. If you want to read it, then you are most welcome to do so. But I'm going to explain everything to a degree at least. So you're getting an insight. So there's also like we are single, so we don't have a wife. But the thing is, like, we can actually talk with people. Foreign province. In the bottom panel, you will find an important summary about the blah, blah. So here. So the thing is, there are rebels, of course, and we don't know anything about them. However, clicking right, we have 3 options. We can send a spy over here. Chances of success, 65% right now. Diplomat would cost us some of the currency. We could also send them a gift. Yeah, it becomes available later. So we've got several currencies here. Gold, we know gold is what the world, what makes the world go round. Then we've got food, and these are the 2 resources we need for our troops, as we can see here in our province. Let's look at the army. We're already here there. Oh, we have only 1 Polish militia here, but they have the Polish mustache. So that's important, I guess. So, and as we can see down there, cost per turn. Yeah. And we can also muster forces. Oh, here. And in this province, we do have, let's look at the buildings, a palisade and a barracks. And the barracks allow us to produce certain troops. So here, like, let's look at this. So this is, here. Allows to hire Polish infantry and Polish pikemen. So, but yeah, so then the selection of buildings is a little bit limited, but it's also, it's not too, those are not too few buildings, I find. And for some enjoyable gameplay, I mean, like, this is not hardcore. Yeah, this is not a hardcore game, so it's probably more accessible than the Total War series, and that's the first thing that I would recommend. Like, if you maybe started with the Total War game and you felt overwhelmed by it for some reason, then this game here might be actually a good start to maybe get into this genre, so to speak. Yeah, so because we've got this strategic layer here, and then when we have a fight, we have a small tactical battle. Yeah, we shall look at that in a few moments. Although it's more here in this game, it's more arcadey. Yeah, it's more an arcade battle. Probably not that great. Not as in the Total War series, usually. Oh, here we've got Polish archers there. Yeah, so the thing is, what we need to do, we know it is the economy stupid. Yeah, we know that, which is why we need to build some stuff in our province. So we start out with 3,000 gold, and for buildings we need wood or timber here. So those are the two resources, as we can see here, that we need to build stuff. Yeah. So, and then obviously in these games, it's always important to find a balance between industrial output, so you get more resources while keeping your people happy so they don't rebel on you, so you would waste resources to reconquer your own people or something. Yeah, so that's certainly a thing. And then we've got prestige, which is the currency for political purposes. So if we look here, clicking right on the Kievan Rus, we don't have any available action yet, but we can send a diplomat here. Send a diplomat to the province to establish diplomatic relations with the neighboring country here. Let's do that. Costs us 20. Yeah, accept. And we are actually gaining 63, which is quite a lot, actually. I wonder where they come from. Prestige here. So there are also buildings that give us some. Yeah, let's look at them now. So here we can build some stuff. This is the whole list. So we've got city buildings, we've got military buildings, and we've got production buildings. City center. There's also a city hall. So some more get unlocked after here it says city hall, a palisade. So we can't see them yet. Tower and workshop. Yeah, here the workshop. Like, I wonder, like, where's the palisade? Yeah, that's a bit weird. So, like, it's grayed out, so we can see some stuff. And other things we can't see yet. But well, so we need the city center if we wanted to build the better city hall. So this one here gives us some more public order and increases our gold income. Yeah, so we can see that seems to be rather important because we don't have so much income. Then, however, there are also production buildings. Here we've got a marketplace that gives us plus 20% income, which would, at plus 106 gold from this town, would give us 20 bucks. So that's not worth it yet. Yeah. However, we would get 5 food and 5 building resources here. Then we've got a farm that gives us 10 food. The watermill plus 100 food. Sawmill plus 10 building materials, which is quite important. And also it doesn't cost us any timber to build that. Mine, another 10 building materials. In this case, rocks, I guess. The brewery we heard about before produces some food and 15% more income, which is nice. So that adds up in the end quite a lot. So, yeah. And then there are also defensive buildings. So here with the barracks, we can build the tower, which is actually also a very good choice to get more public order. if you've got a province that is like here that is locked in from your enemies, for example. Yeah, so here, if we were to take Breslau, then our Poznan province here is safe because no one can get through to them, and that would mean that we don't really need any walls or so. So the palisade is already a waste over here. Yeah, because raids and other stuff, they can only be done to border provinces. However, they could here. Yeah, we can't do it yet, but there's also an option to pay some bandits to cause some trouble. Yeah, so it's kind of nice. So, and then we've got the palisade and the city walls here. They're also pretty good. Give more defense, and also another 5 public order school that produces the 4th resource, which is knowledge here, technology points. Yeah, technology points. And here we've got some options that we could use our research for. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, to customize stuff. We've got the army, flaming arrows, oil barrel, explosive mixture that our alchemists are producing. So then we can shoot flaming arrows onto those, and they are exploding and messing up the troops. Later on, we shall see some more advanced gameplay. Then we can put some traps on the ground, so like spikes that people are walking through and harming themselves. Defense towers, they are actually pretty nice, although there are only a few on the battlefield then. And this here is more the land defense point. So I guess this increases the number of all of these things here, the oil barrels and so on. And there are also haystacks. I guess you have them always. And this is increasing the number. Battle line, armor and combat for the troops here. Infantry attack, professional training for more experience for the guys. And then, yeah, more fighting power here. Some better equipment. So, but that's it. It's not like in Medieval 2 or so that you get real additional equipment over time or something. Yeah, that was a little bit more sophisticated there. But yeah, I think I concentrated really on getting the knowledge in. On the other hand, I also only had 1 university or so, and I had all of this here, all of the technologies by turn 65, 70 or something, I think. Then here we've got the economic stuff. Yeah, I'm just mousing over it to get more income. Yeah, for more food production going up to the 3 field system. Yeah, more production for building materials. Diplomacy that is increasing our prestige gain. The diplomacy currency, and then alchemy for the tech increase. So here, receive more technology, which makes, of course, a lot of sense to get this one here first. So to increase your stuff. Then here we can have urban planning. That's the general kingdom stuff. So here, all over the kingdom, all over our provinces, we have 1 more slot to build another, as we can see here, another building. So that's all we could build here. It's not a lot yet. And then also every province, by the way, comes with a certain perk sometimes, some of them. Yeah, like here, for example, we are lucky we have a lot of fertile land here. There's nothing there. But here the Germans, they do have, we don't know it yet. Okay. Yeah, we shall see. We shall look at it in just a moment. Then let's look back at the research. So, and here, then otherwise here, this is for public order. Training and food consumption reduced. This is actually super important later on, I find, when you have a lot of troops, so they are not eating away all the hair from your head, so to speak. Yeah, reducing the revolt risk and increasing public order here. This is the public baths. Yeah, chance of epidemics minus 10%. And then here, especially the public hospital. I took this rather early, so I never had an epidemic or so when I didn't have this one. And with the medicine. which is actually only doubling population growth, which would then probably just increase your tax income, I guess. Communication this year is to increase the chance of positive events. So that would be the thing here. Right clicking here again. Oh yeah, here. Sorry. No, then. Oh crap. We're not getting the prestige back. Why did that happen? I clicked the right button. I didn't even click on anything. What the crap? Oh well. So here, yeah, so it says 100% for the diplomat. So yeah, and there are other options later on where you have a lower chance of success. So like with the spy here, for example, you know, could rate them, but it's only a chance of 28%. So yeah, that would increase this. And for the negative events like this one here, the Secret Brotherhood. High game would be another 10% increase for both positive and negatives. And then here the Spy King, that we can see stuff without spies even, yeah. Like at least how many units there are in a given province. Then we don't really know what it is, but yeah. So let's start. Let's start this thing. So otherwise I think, yeah, oh, and by the way, we do have a royal council. And these guys here, they are rather important because with these here, oh yeah, we have one guy, the governors, and they are just appearing during the course of the game. So and this guy here has some +8 gold income. We could put him into a certain province here. There's the slot as a governor, but in this case, it's better to have the first guys here. This guy should be the Chamberlain, because he only has one bonus here, 8% for the gold. So he's becoming our Chamberlain. And and with this one, we can have a council goal, optimize tax collection to make it as high as possible without people revolting into that. Because we need the money. 342 income now. And all around our province here, we have our overview. These are our provinces. Now this is like, yeah, I'm not even sure if this is actually really an advantage because we can we can click here ourselves as well, right? So here, but it would be an easy way to do this. So, yeah, and obviously we have some problems, but because we are surrounded, but the Germans, rather here the Franks, the Eastern Franks. They're all surrounded, of course. So, well, I just wasted the prestige, but that just happens. Let's bring diplomats here. And once we have contact, so we can bring one diplomat per province. Prague. Diplomat. And let's have the Vikings. As here, diplomat. So here, using up all our prestige. So I just wasted 20, but whatever. So, and then we are thinking, and then obviously it will make a lot of sense to take over the rebels over here. So the Germans will probably not be too happy if we were to take Dresden. But what could they do, right? Yeah, let's go for Breslau first. However, we need some troops. So, and then here, let's look at the buildings first. So what do we have? What do we start with? Here we've got one barracks. Barracks give us some public order and allow us to recruit infantry and pikemen. Regular infantry, they have axes. 5 attack, 3 defense. And pikemen. And we can see they also cost a lot, but they eat the same amount. The East Franks, they kind of eat more, but maybe it was also like I had 11 points there. Maybe that was also already due to inefficiencies or something, yeah? But maybe the Poles are just not that gluttonous or so, who knows. Here, here we've got a city hall even. Here we've got barracks and a palisade. Well, it doesn't make any sense to have a palisade here, but whatever. They have also a palisade there. And there we've got a palisade and that's it. Okay. So And we've got 3,000 gold. And we don't have many troops. Here, let's bring the Polish militia here. Oh yeah, here. We've got a general, Polish horseman. And more Polish horsemen. So this guy here, sometimes it happens. I'm not sure if someone needs to perform pretty well or something. But they can become generals. So you guys, you ride over there. And let's bring our troops together. There is one militia here. And here we can have one infantry. Yeah, 156. So it's like nearly double. Question is, are they worth double? Let's get one Polish infantry here. Here we get one militia. Here we get one militia. Like I like to have two units in each province. Let's have, oh yeah, here, and there we are already out of money nearly. Okay. Well, then let's look at the buildings. So we know it is the economy, stupid, right? So the sawmill gives us more timber. We have an income of 12, which is really not a lot. And we also only have this food. So let's build some sawmills first, and then we are also saving the timber. Building the sawmill here, there. Going for the sawmill first. Is the province running out of place to build buildings? Increase their number of by upgrading the province level. There you go. So that's a good point. Because the funny thing is, we have up to 4 levels for a province. Yeah, and then all of these, as we can see here on this province screen, like here we have this is not even our capital. Our capital is here, Warsaw, which has the little crown, and we see the Roman 2 here. Well, the other heraldic shields don't have anything. This one also have the 2. Here we've got upgrade level and level 2. Here we don't have any, so level 1 would give us 1 more unit slot to muster new forces, 2 new building sites to build something, happiness +5, so it's always +5 happiness for each level. Prestige is increased, and the defense. So, and the defense seems to be the defending factor against these actions. Yeah, like we could raid people, by the way. We could raid the Germans here, for example. Here, a quick raid if we had 50 prestige. Yeah, so that's the thing. And actually, I never did it during the game until actually rather late. And it's an excellent way to harass your enemies and gain a lot of timber. It's a very good timber source. So, yeah. So we need to build something to increase our income. So here, this would be 20%. The farm or the sawmill. Let's not build the same thing in all places, but here, let's build one market here in Warsaw. Here, let's build also a market, although, well, we are not really getting too much gold here anyway. So how about, oh, by the way, is this here? Oh yeah, here we don't even have fertile lands, by the way. This here is Poznan. Here we are building the sawmill. Here we also have fertile land. Let's build a farm. Because we need more food. So, and then, like, I mean, it seems, I don't think it's a super good idea to fight already, but let's try this here with the Polish archer there. You guys go over there. Oh yeah, here, now they are unhappy about this, huh? But we can probably reduce the, oh yeah, here, oh, minimal, and then they are in very bad mood. Oh, and we are making minus 139. Okay. But it might be worth it if we can take this province quickly. Yeah. Very bad mood. So the Poles, now they are in good mood. Very good mood at minimal tax. Question is, what happens if our army is actually going over here? Yeah. Very bad mood. Average, so 169. Deficit, okay. I think it's also maybe a thing about the difficulty. Then the economic values are actually decreased. And by the way, why do we get less food here? Is the food actually increasing? No, it's not. Very bad mood. Let's see what actually happens. So anyways, you get the idea, right? So, and then our ruler is here, the ruler window. In the ruler window, we can find basic information about our province owner and our faction. And these here are our traits. Peaceful, we prefer peace and tranquility to wars and violence. Yes, of course, right? Capriciousness, happy people pump 20% more raw materials and money. If they are angry, 20% less. Oh, I had forgotten about this, by the way. Which is actually a strong argument to increase our stuff. Good mood. Yeah. Yeah, actually, here, let's bring this guy back. This guy needs to go here. It's also kind of dangerous. Province. Good, so let's do this here like this. Yeah, then we have a plus again. Okay, no, sorry. Then we're just recruiting people, and then next turn we will attack, maybe. So, but we get the idea, right? So let's see to it that we build as much as possible. Then here, let's have another sawmill. Oh no, let's have the market first. So here, we need to construct markets. Just to increase our income a little bit. So, and also the wood. So that's that. And then there's also a marketplace where we can buy and sell food and timber. There is, yeah, there are some colors here. Like this would be the general. What is this? Is this supposed to be, we are supposed to take all of this or what? So we are supposed to take over the Kievan Rus, huh? But it's not true because as a... Ah, no, actually, oh yeah, here, no. Is it the, here we can click here, German and this Frankish. So this here, the colors, this is the culture. Ah, yeah. So this is Slavic all over here, okay. Yeah, so people are also not super happy or less happy if they are being ruled by someone who doesn't have their culture, of course. But yeah, I mean, it's debatable. If Hamburg or the Dresden area actually were Slavic, had Slavic culture, I have my doubts, but correct me if I'm wrong. The comment section is all yours. Finance info, so here we have some more information. The diplomacy info is this one here, the crown, which I find quite useful. And here we get a quick overlook over the other factions. Also, like what we hear, how strong they are. We are only average here. And this is also our relationship with them. And here, this was the Royal Council, we remember. We don't have any other person here at the moment. This here is our player stats. Yeah, okay, it doesn't matter. And this is the army info. So that's here. And we have 8 units, and they are eating 24 food. Okay, so yeah. So that's the basics. And then sometimes the Council of Nobles is also giving us some quests. So our feudal lords, our vassals, they are giving us a quest and they will pay us something to do something. Yeah. So let's, I think we cannot do anything else right now. Doesn't look so good because we haven't conquered anything yet. Let's end the turn. So we also don't have any more prestige. Oh, by the way, no, sorry, here, research. So the first thing that we want, production, here, alchemy, technology plus 5%. That seems to be, here, we can just buy it. Seems to be useful. Then we have, yeah, to get this first. So ending the turn. Rebels move. Everybody else is doing... Oh, yeah, here they are taking over Dresden. Okay. The Eastern Franks. Our diplomat has established connections to all of these factions now here. So now that we have someone here, we can do some stuff. So we could declare war now that we have a diplomat there. We could ask for an alliance that costs 500, though, and we need to have a good relationship with them. And then this would increase our success rate, of course. We can also make a trade route, which would be good. We can also marry someone, which will increase our standing. But it's just a general thing for the faction. So that's rather simple, a very simple system. That only means that we are getting plus 15 points or something here, or maybe 40 or something, which increases our standing. So it's just someone from our entourage here. Propose a marriage between our offspring and an heir of the opposite faction, but we don't really even know what kind of family we have. All we know is that we don't have a wife, because here, like later on, we could ask someone, like here, how about them? Okay, to marry the heir or something, or like the daughter or so, and then we take over the whole thing. But for that, we need to have a very good relationship. And I did that twice when I played the game, a little bit longer. Firstly, I think I took over Moravia here, Pressburg, that way. Oh, no, sorry, no. I married a proud Norse woman here, and then she died. That was an event. And then Mercia. Mercia was very successful here, so they messed up Wessex and Wales, I think, or maybe Wales got messed up by Wessex, by Wessex. And Mercia took over all of this and then ended up fighting back and forth with the West Frankians, while Lotharingia got annihilated by West Francia here. No? So, let's see. Now we have established some here with Prague. Now that we've established diplomatic connections, we can make a trade route with them. Why is chance of success only 65%, by the way? And with Minsk, it's all 65%. Okay, well, this would arguably be communication 80. Well, then it might be wise to wait one turn so we get communication. So we're not investing our points into this yet. Then let's rather establish some more diplomatic connections here. Pressburg. These guys. Oh, we already have the trade. We could do the trade route with them as well. Oh yeah, okay, no, sorry. How about Hungary then? There. Diplomat. 20. And the Bulgarians. This here is their capital. Let's send a diplomat to the Bulgarians as well. So like this. And then we are keeping the other point. So let's see. We have some troops now. We've got Polish militia here. And this here is Vilnius. These guys, they go here. You guys have Polish infantry that goes here. They have more militia. And we can see that this wasn't, this dropped our treasury. So they didn't like this too much. Yeah, okay, so let's change this back. Very bad, good. Very good, mood. And like this, doesn't really change too much. Then let's build some stuff, some more stuff here. We need to build a market. Constructing a market everywhere. So here we've got some money. Let's build the sawmill. So because wood is really the thing that we need most. And by the way, here the city center is giving us 150. So that's also an important thing. But we also need some more food here. But let's have the sawmills first. So here, we construct this one. And you have a market. And here we also need a market, which is also not too expensive, fortunately. We don't have the wood. Yeah, and there you can see, yeah, how problematic it is. Okay then, so and the next turn, I think we can actually dare to attack with these forces here. And we can leave behind, yeah, one guy. So let's have one more Polish infantry here. Yeah. There. And I would hope that our cavalry is actually rather powerful. So, and then we cannot do much more. We are waiting for the research. And then let's end the turn. We used up all our prestige. Rebels move. Wessex moves. Oh. Oh. We are being attacked. I didn't expect that to happen. How did they get so many experience points, these guys? Well, that's not good. So, and the thing is, the game is so primitive, I have to admit, that I have to point out that we can't even flee or anything. Then the guys are just gone. Well, let's do this differently. So the funny thing, however, is that we do have the defensive things, like this palisade here. Let's put them up here in a way that it hampers the enemy a little bit. So, and we're just staying here. Or they're trying to outflank us, huh? Can we actually flee? Show destination, because... Yeah, okay, so it's really a very arcadey, yeah? A very arcade battle, so we can see the little guys here. But they are also not super dumb, we have to say. Why is this one broken? How did this one break down? Well, we have only one hope that we can actually mess these guys up. Well, these guys are actually here hampered by the swamp or so. Here, come on. Come on, guys. Charge. Charge into them. Charge into their flank. While they are changing direction. Come on. Yes, we got them. Come on. Yes. Come on. Come on. No, the Eastern Frankians. Oh no, they're surrounding us. They're flanking us. They're messing us up. How could that happen? How did that happen? They are messing up the Poles. The Germans are messing up the Poles. It is a bloodbath. Well, we have been smart, right? Oh god, it is a disaster. And we even had the advantage. And there we see it. There we lost. Okay, so lost the first province. War. Well, like some people would say that there's a continuity, that the Germans are kind of, you know, like assaulting Poles. However, in my game, I didn't do that. I left them alone and was actually even friends with them, allied with them, and then suddenly they attacked. Yeah, that was quite the betrayal. Usurper, self-proclaimed usurper, makes a claim to the throne of a neighboring ruler. He's pulled out against him and asked for our help. Okay, chance of success 100%, but costs us 250. And we are making so little money now. Oh god. Okay, well, the game seems to be rather hard, on hard difficulty. War. So, it appears, oh here, they took over the rebels there. Yeah, it appears the Poles are indeed quite a hard faction. Well then, but then we are taking our guys back and then we will hamper them. But what happens next we shall see in the next episode. So we'll have a little playlist here. And in the video description you will find the thing, or yeah, like the link to this playlist. Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never ever miss an episode again, and don't miss the next episode on this one. So then I guess like we will do something like 3 episodes or so, yeah, looking into the game a little bit, and then looking into the late game. But in principle, we already saw everything that the game and the concepts are about, but I'm just going to play into it a little bit more. Yeah, but it doesn't look so good for Poland here. But I guess we are actually going to mess them up here. Because we've got a strong army. And like with the cavalry, that will be good, I think. Also with archers here. That will be good with these guys. Problem is, of course, that now our investment is gone, I guess. So like, I'm not sure, but I guess that we didn't really... we didn't finish the building, which is kind of bad. Or like the attack messed it up, but we shall find out. So, but yeah, that concludes this episode. Many thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to click the like button if you did. And yeah, comment section is all yours. What do you think about this? Like, I mean, the battles are quite arcadey, but we shall see the later stuff, because there is well, if you have a catapult, this one here, then it's kind of fun. Yeah, it's kind of fun. We shall see. So, see you next time. Comment section is all yours. Bye-bye.